Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. On this day, 75 years ago, a 6-year global battle came to an end for Australia. Today, special commemorations were held across the state to honour those brave Tasmanian soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice in World War II.
August 15, 1945, the end of a brutal and devastating global conflict. A total of 30,000 Tasmanians deployed overseas to fight in World War II. Their service and sacrifice honoured today. But for this 98-year-old veteran, though thanked with a special medal, the memories are still too painful.
You don't try and remember. Oh, look, there's so few of us left.
Wreaths laid in a commemoration held at an Ulverston ceremony. Marking the 75th anniversary of victory in the Pacific Day, when the Imperial Japanese Army surrendered to the Allies, ending the war for Australia. The area's RSL president dwelling on what that day might have felt like.
I think by the end of the day, when they sat down in the cold, hard light and thought about all the people that have been lost, whether their family, their friends, those that were still missing and those that came home who were shattered.
And the importance of gathering to remember.
We want them to remember the sacrifice that these people made.
Usually held at the Cenotaph, COVID-19 moved Hobart's ceremony to Government House, made even more special with Tasmanian war hero Edward Teddy Sheehan approved to be awarded a Victoria Cross medal this week.
He demonstrated outstanding act of courage to help protect his mates who were being shot at in the water, and he demonstrated mateship. He wanted to support his mates, and he gave up his life, the ultimate sacrifice.
It is a special time for remembering sacrifice, and he certainly did highlight, Teddy Sheehan certainly highlighted that.
And at the Australian War Memorial in Canberra, our Prime Minister had a message for the nation.
And now, in your sunset, we honour you. We honour your generation. In my view, Australia's greatest. And we say thank you.
For our fallen soldiers from Tasmania and all of Australia, lest we forget. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
Back home now, environmentalists are renewing their calls for Tasmanian cat owners to keep their pets confined, saying the government's proposed legislation to tackle cat control won't protect our native wildlife enough.
We cannot continue in Tasmania to ignore the damage of stray cats, and confinement is the essential tool to make sure we respond.
That's not something we support. We support education and awareness and transition to improve responsible management of our cats.
The Greens will introduce an amendment to the cat management bill in Parliament next week. A Hobart great-great-grandmother has today celebrated an impressive and significant milestone. All glammed up in her old wedding dress, Lisa Fallen raised a glass of bubbly to toast her 105th birthday. Her secrets to a long life: hard work and travelling.
I travelled a lot on a shoestring. I love Italy. I love Italy. The south, I'd like to live there.
The Welsh-born aged care resident moved to Australia at 9 years of age. With Tasmanian Whisky Week wrapping up this weekend, one local man has unveiled the state's latest brand. 7K Distillery's single malt whisky officially available for a taste, with the business holding an online launch event this afternoon. Owner Tyler Clark releasing the new drop on his 29th birthday.
It's quite a light profile. It's quite fruity. It's quite young. It's only a 2.5-year-old whisky, so it's going to have a little bit of bite.
Whisky lovers can get their hands on a bottle through the company's website. A second run is expected to be ready by September. Labor has unveiled a supercharged new plan it believes will drive Tasmania's COVID-19 recovery. It's calling for the state government to accelerate the rollout of electric cars and charging stations. Supporters say more widespread access will make the environmentally friendly vehicles a more viable option for motorists.
What we really need to see is incentives from the state government and from others in order to expand the network and the number of cars, electric vehicles on the road.
Labor says this would complement the goal to make the state a carbon neutral destination for tourists. To the TSL now, and Glenorchy defeated North Hobart to move within a game of the top four. In the other matches, Clarence stunned Launceston to end their unbeaten start to the season. North Launceston had a big win over the Tigers, while at KG5, Jay Bowden kicked 3 goals as the Magpies outgunned the Demons in the wet weather.
Greasy conditions greeted Glenorchy and North Hobart. The Magpies adapting better early on, kicking 2 goals to none in the first quarter. As the rain got heavier, Glenorchy's grip on the game strengthened, the home side scoring the only 2 goals of the second term. North Hobart had chances, but were unable to convert, their frustration boiling over at half-time. The Demons finally getting a goal early in the third quarter, going on to outscore the home side and move within 20 points at the final change. But Jay Bowden and Riley Best ended any chance of a comeback early in the fourth, with 2 quick goals stretching the lead to 25 points. Late goals from North Hobart reduced the margin, but the Magpies were too strong, boosting their finals hopes. At Windsor Park, it was first against fifth, the conditions making skillful football difficult to play. Launceston scoring the only goal in the first term through Jay Blackberry. Neither team scoring a goal in the second term, as both sides played out an arm wrestle. The Roos breaking their goal drought early in the third term, getting on the board through Chris Neild. The Blues had most of the territory, but kicked just 5 behinds to lead by 7 points at 3-quarter time. That inaccuracy would prove costly in the final quarter. Clarence held the Blues scoreless, moving to within 5 points late in the quarter. With just minutes left, Clarence won a free kick inside 50. The ball making its way to Luke Swinton, who held his nerve to put the Roos in front. Clarence holding on to produce the upset of the season. And at Utah's, it was a tight opening between North Launceston and the Tigers. The Northern Bombers leading by 5 points at the first change, with that lead extended to 12 points at the main break. North Launceston breaking the game open after half-time. A 3-goal-to-none third quarter extending their lead to 33 points. A 4-goal-to-0 final term increasing the margin. The Bombers winning by 9 goals. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
In the TSLW, Launceston has avenged last season's grand final loss with a comfortable win over Clarence at Windsor Park this morning. In slippery conditions, the Blues struck first through Sean Beaton. Goals to Abby Green and Camilla Taylor saw them take a 14-point lead into the long break. The reigning premiers fought hard in the second half, but Launceston was too strong. Green kicked 3 as they handed the Roos their first loss of the year to the tune of 29 points. The Glenorchy Knights have overcome major pre-match drama to seal a commanding win over Riverside in round 5 of the Premier League Soccer. The victory, their 4th on the trot as the side stakes its claims as a premiership threat.
A highway breakdown delayed Glenorchy's arrival to Windsor Park, but unlike their bus, 22 minutes in, they were looking like a well-oiled machine. Nick Naden finding the back of the net, something the Riverside forwards struggled to emulate. Just after half-time, the Knights' Joffrey and Koso put the game to bed. At a damp Wentworth Park, neither Clarence nor Devonport could land the first blow.
Looking centrally towards, hey! Oh,
that is an unreal save.
But with 10 minutes to go, the men in yellow finally had plenty to dance about. In the blink of an eye, they doubled their lead through their strike weapon.
Now it's Brody Dennehy! Makes it 2 for the Strikers.
It only took Olympia 45 seconds to stamp their authority over Launceston at home. A careless tackle gifting UK import Jack Ryan the opportunity to double his goal tally before half-time. Meanwhile, Northwest hockey players had more than just bragging rights to play for. West Devonport and City Marions competing for the inaugural Stay Chatty Cup.
A great vehicle by which for a community club to support mental health.
The health off the field, just as big of a focus as health on the field.
They're individual people on the team, and the goal is for them to be healthy and happy and to live full lives.
And after weeks of hype, the Adam Trinder-trained Mystic Journey has failed to deliver at the PB Lawrence Stakes at Caulfield, plummeting to 8th position. Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening, everyone. Cloudy conditions with showers across most of the state today, with Launceston reaching 15 degrees and 14 for Hobart, Burnie and Devonport. Across the state, 18 in Smithton, 17 on Flinders Island, King Island and Friendly Beaches a top of 15 and 13 for Strawn and Bushy Park. Convective low cloud can be seen covering Tasmania today, and across Australia a deep low pressure system can be seen well south of the Bight, extending a cloud band over the southwestern tip of Western Australia. Tomorrow's chart shows the low off the New South Wales coast deepening and tracking towards Tasmania. Southeast to southwesterly winds tomorrow, 10 to 20 knots, grading to 20 to 30 knots over eastern waters, swells increasing to 4 metres in the east. A severe weather warning is current for heavy rainfall about eastern districts tomorrow. A gale warning is current from St Helens Point to Tasman Island for southeasterly winds. A strong wind warning is also current from Stanley to St Helens Point and from Tasman Island to Southeast Cape. This strong wind warning also includes Storm Bay, the Channel and Frederick Henry and Norfolk Bays. A moderate flood warning is current for the South Esk River, a minor flood warning is current for the North Esk River, and a flood watch is current for the northern, eastern and southeastern river catchments. Rain in the south tomorrow with Hobart, Richmond and Ouse all reaching a top of 13 degrees. Rain and wind in Launceston reaching 15, 16 in Devonport and Deloraine 14. 15 in Burnie with morning rain, Strawn and Currie reaching 14, and in the east, rain and 14 in St Helens and Whitemark, 13 in Swansea. Looking on to Monday now, showers, though little falling about the north, showers about north and west on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, showers mainly about the west and far south. Possible storms in Perth tomorrow, 16 in Adelaide, showers and 15 in Melbourne, and 32 in Darwin. And it's currently cloudy across the state with Hobart and Launceston 12 degrees and 11 in Devonport. And Louise, that's the weather tonight.
Lovely, thank you for that, Chelsea. And that's all your news for now. Thank you as always for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.